Hey, we're live again. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good Monday out there, a good week. Me, I have not had such a good week. It's been the week's been for me, but I'm going to try to make this stream as interesting as I can. We're going to be talking today about my favorite topic of basically other than mental health. We're going to be talking about rap beefs, hip hop beefs. We got 3 beefs we're going to react to today. One beef is recent. One beef is from the 90s. One I think is from just a couple years ago. You can imagine which one that is, because there's been a couple that have popped off recently as of late. Also, guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Read the little thingy, the banner. Please hit the subscribe button and the like button. And if you would like to donate and support this stream, y'all know what to do. My Cash App is right there. But we're starting off with Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. And this beef, okay, so this beef to me, I don't know if there's any legitimate beef behind what's going on here, but I know back in the day, there was an attitude back in the day of rap music in general that I've seen, that I've, not witnessed, but that I've seen, right? There was a lot of rappers back in the day that respected each other, respected each other's craft, but they also thought that they were better than each other. Like, if you get my drift, yeah, I have respect for him, but in a way, I'm better than him. Like, not in a disrespectful way. It's just, a lot of people were confident in their skills, really confident in their skills. And, then they had Dr. Dre, and NWA, Snoop Dogg, Eazy-E, and Dr. Dre. That was all one big beef. That was all in the 90s. And it was just crazy. I was just thinking about it. It's just crazy. Also, too, the video credits, the videos that we're going to be reacting to today, those are in the description of the stream. So, but let's go. Let's get into the first video, the Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole beef. Let's go.
At the top of the food chain for a very long time, and even in 2020.
This is by What's the Dirt.
Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole have been at the top of the food chain for a very long time, and even in 2024, the battle for that #1 spot is still very much alive. Now, you guys really loved my video where I broke down all the Kendrick and Drake disses, but something that gets overlooked is the ongoing and current back and forth between J. Cole and Kendrick. So that's what this video is about. Now, keep in mind, some of these bars are speculation, but some of them are pretty obvious. Alright, so J. Cole and Kendrick's relationship goes way back to before they even released their freshman albums. Now, J. Cole did have a head start as he signed with Hove in 2009, and when he signed to The Rock, he dropped 2 amazing mixtapes. I was definitely a massive fan of both of those.
Now, who remembers that one song when I was little, right? Since I'm young. The one song I remember from J. Cole was that song that was on the radio, that work out for me, that song. That's the song that I heard that way back when I was little.
Tapes. In fact, the outro track that I use on every video that I make is from Friday Night Lights.
Good to see it edited correctly.
Yeah, what's the dirt? Bitch, I'm about to blow up!
And blow up is exactly what J. Cole did, and due to that mixtape run, he found himself on the 2010 XXL freshman cover.
I got the keys to my Beamer with no beanie, man.
And as fate would have it, J. Cole shared that cover with an LA artist by the name of J-Rock.
Bring your best three, I eat them like Nookie and give them hysterectomies.
That was the same J-Rock that was on King's Dead, right? With Kendrick. The one that, like, he kind of had, like, the repetitive bars, but it kind of went hard, though. It low-key went hard.
Check out this cover, though. We got J. Cole, Nipsey, Wiz Khalifa, Freddie Gibbs, Big Sean. They don't make them like that anymore.
Hell no, they don't make them like that no more. That XXL cover is, like, straight up trash. Like, every time I see it, I'm like, who are these people? Like, not in a disrespectful way. And I listen to new rap. But, like, just people, like, I don't know. Like, it's just strange. You know what I mean?
J-Rock just so happened to be signed to TDE, which was the same label as Kendrick, and it was at that freshman cover shoot where Cole and Kendrick met for the first time. But at the time, Kendrick wasn't really buzzing, so J. Cole didn't even remember meeting him. It wasn't until months later where Cole saw Kendrick performing at a party, and he was so blown away by his skill set that he decided to approach him personally just to let him know that he was really dope.
When I saw him, I was like, what? When I heard him, I'm instantly like, I'm looking at Eve like, yo, this nigga's crazy. Like, I gotta go let him know that he's ill.
So they meet up, they exchange contact info, and then Kendrick would send Cole 2 different tracks.
He sent me Pussy and Patron.
Like who's over starving artists trying to go beyond the margins, maintaining my modest as I dream.
And he sent me Cut You Off.
I'm trying to surround myself with people that inspire me.
And I was like, yo, this nigga, I'm with this nigga, like, yo, I want to sign this nigga.
And at this point, anyone with half a brain can see that this guy is definitely...
That's what I have noticed about J. Cole, is J. Cole is, even when he had that beef with Lil Pump, which I don't really necessarily, I mean, do I count it as a beef? Yes, because Lil Pump obviously was on Instagram and on social media saying, fuck J. Cole. But here's the thing about all of that. Lil Pump was, in a way... Like, a lot of people think he was, like, stupid, which in a way he projected that. But if you think about it, he was actually pretty smart. Like, he did that whole thing with J. Cole just because he knew that the social media buzz he was just going to rise up to the top of that. But as you see with Lil Pump now and J. Cole, when J. Cole hit him with the 1985. In 1985, I arrived. Yeah, as soon as he hit him with that, he predicted Lil Pump's future, and it's been dubbed the 1985 effect for a reason. I mean,
special. So Cole, being a producer, starts to hook Kendrick up with beats. And it will be one of J. Cole's beats that would go on to be Kendrick's big single for Section 80, High Power.
I didn't know that.
Visions of Martin Luther staring at me.
Now, it was at this point where the two decided that they were going to take it a step further, and they started planning a joint mixtape.
So y'all are officially working on that?
Yeah, we work.
Okay. Now, I didn't know that. I didn't know all that. So all this stuff, and I did not watch this video beforehand. So all this stuff that I'm learning in this live, all this stuff I'm learning in this live, I didn't know beforehand. Most of this stuff I did not know. I didn't, because it just kind of seemed like J. Cole. I know Kendrick had that song like that, which I was going to react to on stream, but I didn't know if it was safe to do that because of how YouTube is with music. I didn't know if it was safe for me to do that, and I was going to listen to J. Cole's 7-minute drill on stream just to hear the back and forth, because that shit's legendary. But, like, I didn't know if I was going to be able to do that. But I didn't know that it even went. So they were really friends back in the day, and they were planning on a mixtape. That shit would be dope. I mean, I wonder if they worked on it at all. I mean, he said, "Yeah, we working on it," but I wonder if like there's songs done, polished, already ready to go, type shit.
Okay, because
In an MTV interview, J. Cole was quoted as saying, "Me and Kendrick are doing a whole ridiculous thing together that's gonna tear up the world."
how many records did y'all do?
We got like maybe like 4.
One of the songs that they did record was called Temptations. Now, it would never get released, but Kendrick did preview a snippet at a Section 80 signing.
Starting off with that Quavo, Capo Rodeo, house in the Daco. Now she ride a nigga dick just like she owned it.
And I mean, it's pretty clear from even the snippet that Kendrick bodied Cole on this track, and even Cole admitted that.
Another one I got is this song we got now called Temptations.
Kendrick. Now, y'all are gonna hear my opinion on who is winning this, or who is going to win, or who I feel like should win. Because I did hear a bar from J. Cole's 7-minute drill that I want to address.
But when I gave him the beat, it already had my verse on it. I was just like, yo, I got this crazy beat with an ill verse on it. You know what I'm saying? Just do with it. Yo, when I tell you, you should never give a nigga like Kendrick Lamar home court advantage.
And it was during that in-store signing where Kendrick previewed another song with J. Cole.
Change for that fame, how some niggas turn sellout. Kendrick, while I stare inside the solar system.
And they would record a bunch of other records for this project, but unfortunately, none of them would ever get released, and it wasn't until 2012 that we would hear them both on the same track, and that was on a Trey the Truth remix.
Eternally grateful for the support, made the cover of the source for
Your hustle was nominated, anonymous, and you faded.
And just 1 month later, they're both on the same track again, which was a DJ Khaled record.
Hennessy for my enemies, niggas know I'm taking a spot.
That means I've been.
Now, I'm gonna get probably bodied for this opinion, but DJ Khaled right here, this man, and I don't even, I will, okay, yeah, I am jealous of DJ Khaled. You know why? He gets on a track, says 3 or 4 words, "We the best music." It's DJ Khaled. You know how much money he gets? You know how much money DJ Khaled is making? I just seen where he sold off a $16 million home with his 1,000 square foot sneaker collection in it. You have to have money to do these things. And I am, and not only that, DJ Khaled is just corny to me, honestly. Like, I'm not even, after that Tyler, the Creator shit that he pulled with Billboard, nah. No respect for DJ Khaled.
This is the realest shit I ever wrote.
Look, if you're subscribed to my channel, I'm gonna assume that you like to smell good. And if you don't smell good, no worries. My friends over at Scentbird got you covered. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription to a
Hennessy for my
pick which fragrance you want. Your first order will come in this sleek little magnetic case that pops open really easily so that you can interchange each vial.
Oh, doing all right?
Spray it on, do a spray or two. There's 120 sprays in each bottle, so there's like a 30-day supply in each vial. Scentbird offers affordable and flexible subscription plans, and you could skip or cancel your subscription at any time, making it a hassle-free experience. And there's over 600 fragrances on this website. So there's Gucci, Prada, Versace, all those are there, plus a whole bunch more. And there's no need to worry about hidden fees because shipping in the US and Canada is 100% free. So they sent me 3 different fragrances to try, and I put them on the screen here for you guys. But my favorite is Commodity Moss. I've been wearing it a lot. It's like an earthy, manly type of smell. My girl loves it. And then the other one that I like is Brioni. It's more of a citrusy, summer, fresh feel. Really nice. And if you use the code DIRT, you'll get 55% off your first order. So it's a little over $7 for your first month. All the links for Scentbird will be in the description. And thanks again to Scentbird for sponsoring this video.
I'm looking for you.
And as everyone is aware, 4 months later, Kendrick took the world by storm when he released Good Kid, Mad City. Now
used to be jealous of him to follow. He was the one to follow.
And on the day that Good Kid, Mad City dropped, J. Cole posted a tweet saying, "Listen, go buy Kendrick Lamar album right now, twice." Then it was on the very next day where Cole was signing albums at a Best Buy in Compton, and he posted, "Cole popped up at Compton Best Buy for the signing. Dolo. Dudes don't do that. My homie for real." I've seen stories like this before where it's like J. Cole will be spotted in New York, like
I've seen memes. It might have been memes. Yeah, actually, it was memes. What am I saying? It was memes. There was memes, actually, that J. Cole looked homeless at like one point in time because he had the dreads, he had the long shirts, you know. And that's one thing I do respect about J. Cole is J. Cole already lived through having the glitz and the glamour and the jewelry and the, you know, the watches, the bracelets, you know, the Gucci, the Prada, the Louis Vuitton. He already went through having all of that. So like to see him just out here on a bike like that, like it might be like weird, like, man, you're a star and you're just out here riding a bike like that. Yeah, because he's not like, that's what I respect though. He's not trying to change the way he lives just because he's famous. Like
riding a bike by himself, no security, just minding his own business.
Yeah,
and it would appear that J. Cole was in LA for more than just a visit, as a few days later, Kendrick posted a tweet saying, "Me and Cole was in the stew last night."
Ooh,
and with all that said, a couple months later, Kendrick would release another song produced by J. Cole, "The Jig Is Up." However, it was now...
So here's the thing, I'm noticing a trend here. So J. Cole, in Kendrick's earlier part of his career and the earlier part of J. Cole's career, is you're telling me he produced a lot of Kendrick's music, which is dope because so both of these guys really did have respect for each other. I wonder what went wrong.
Now time for J. Cole to shine, and he quickly dropped his sophomore album, which did have a feature from Kendrick.
Apple juice falling from my lips. Took a little sip.
But Kendrick didn't even rap. He was only on the hook. What's interesting about the track, given Kendrick's presence on it, is the ongoing theme of Cole referring to himself as being the best and how he's above everyone else.
See, this is what I'm talking about. That is what like okay, so you know the whole cannabis and LL Cool J beef, and I'm pretty sure that that's what it was because Cannabis got on a song saying that, you know, he would take the mic off of LL Cool J's arm and, you know, and stuff like that, and basically saying that he's better. And this is the stuff I mean. This is what I love right here.
Is the king, most definite. When I say that I'm the greatest, I ain't talking about later. All these other niggas is below me.
And look, he's supposed to think he's the best. That's just part of the game. But I just found it interesting that he's sharing the record with Kendrick. He's talking this way, and Kendrick really doesn't get a chance to rap back. However, Kendrick...
Well, because it probably wasn't directed at Kendrick. It was probably just directed at, like, the game. And not the rapper, the game. But it was probably just directed at the rest of the rap game. Like, hey, look, I'm the best. You know? And it wasn't meant to be disrespectful to Kendrick. And I'm just assuming. Like, I mean, I know I'm talking like I know. But that's probably the psychology behind it. Is like he respects Kendrick, but he just thinks he's better.
Would get a chance to rap, as just 2 months later, he completely shook the industry when he dropped his Control verse.
Usually homeboys with the same niggas I'm rhyming with, but this is hip-hop and them niggas should know what time it is. And that goes for Jamaica, Big Crit, Wale.
On the verse, Kendrick calls out multiple rappers, which triggered responses mostly from MCs that weren't even named.
Is the king, most definite. When I say that I'm the...
He completely shook the industry when he dropped his Control verse.
Usually homeboys with the same niggas I'm rhyming with, but this is hip-hop and them niggas should know what time it is. And that goes for Jamaica, Big Crit.
And that goes for Jermaine Cole, Big Crit, Wale. Okay, so now I get it. So it's been subliminal for years. They've been thinking that they're better than each other for years.
On the verse, Kendrick calls out multiple rappers, which triggered responses mostly from MCs that weren't even named, but one rapper that was named and did respond was J. Cole.
Yeah. Thought you was a down ass bitch till I found that shit a couple days ago. I was home alone. Next thing I know, that long ass verse from a song called Control was on.
In the verse, J. Cole paints the picture of a girl playing the Control verse that he was close with. This is likely in reference to the big splash that the verse made, given the fact that the whole world talked about it at the time.
That's when I seen the shit playing on your phone. Girl, what is that, a ringtone? Shit, not you too.
I didn't know that I did not know that heat was going to be on this stream tonight. Did not know that heat like this was going to be on the stream. Damn, that's when I seen the shit playing on your phone. Girl, what is that, a ringtone? Shit, not you too, man. That hype done got you too. Damn, he called Kendrick Lamar's Control verse a ringtone.
And I hate done got you too.
Cole then has a conversation with the girl, alluding to how the hype sucked her in. People like Drake would make similar remarks about the verse, saying that it was just for shock value.
Now, here's the thing. Saying that it's just for shock, now here's another thing, okay? Now, I know a lot of people love Drake. I know a lot of people love Aubrey Graham. I know a lot of people love him. But I find Drake corny. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm not, like, I found Drake to be cool when I was in middle school. I was like, damn, me and my homeboys, we were bumping Drake. Everybody was bumping Drake. Now, I don't really bump Drake. Like, I remember when God's Plan was a thing. The most I paid attention to Drake in recent memory was when he beefed with X. That is another thing that we should have reacted to, is the X, and we'll react to that in part 2. But X and Drake, when they had their beef, and X had his beef with the Migos and all that shit. That shit was fire.
And that it would be forgettable.
Everybody in their mama gas, even my mama asked what I'ma do.
Again, Cole makes mention to,
you know, when your mom says what you gonna do, you know Kendrick got his ass. You know Kendrick was getting to this man. You know he was getting to this man.
How everyone gassed up the Control verse, and makes it known that people that he was close with questioned him on how he would respond to it.
Decisions. In case this is warning, I load up on all ammunition.
Again, Cole echoes a similar response to Drake, where Drake said that if it's really beef, then let it be real.
So it's like, was that real, or was that just like for the people? You know what I mean?
I think it's a sparring kind of sport.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, you know, then let it be real then, you know? I mean, because those were harsh words, right?
This motherfucker Drake. Those are harsh words. Then let it be real? What if it is real to Kendrick, though? What if he actually, like, here's the thing, though. It's not because he, oh my God. I'm getting irritated, I know, but, like, I'm not speaking for these people. I don't know, but how I'm interpreting it is that, like she said, it's a spar. It's a verbal, rhythmic, rhyming spar. And if Drake ain't down for that, then those were really harsh words. Fuck out of here, Drake.
So Cole is really letting Kendrick know that if he wants to make this thing real, if he wants to take it there, that he's ready for war. The last line where he states that he's going to make sure that nobody misses him appears to be a direct response to Kendrick's verse when he said this.
I got love for you all, but I'm trying to murder you niggas. Trying to make sure your core fans never heard of you niggas. They don't want to hear not one more noun or verb from you niggas.
So J. Cole is saying, I can make you disappear. It's critical to note that when...
Like pause, but this shit's actually getting warm. Like this shit, like there's so much heat going on, so many bars going back and forth. Just off the song, bro. Control was like bro, if I could put that as the theme song for the live stream, I would. Low key, would.
The Control verse dropped, Cole felt obligated to reach out to Kendrick directly to try to make sense of what it was all about.
See, that is the thing, yo. That is the cool thing about J. Cole. I mean, it probably came out of nowhere, but I mean, if you're out here, like if you're J. Cole, and you're out here calling yourself the king, okay? You got to expect people that don't agree with that sentiment, because this has been the thing of hip hop, okay? Especially in New York. Who is the king of New York? Biggie was once the king of New York. Nas was once the king of New York. Jay-Z was once the king of New York. And it was just a thing of who was the king of New York. You know what I mean? So if you're out here saying that you're the king of the rap game, that you son everybody, then you have to kind of be ready for people that don't agree with that to have something to say. And obviously Kendrick did not agree with J. Cole saying, hey, I'm the king. It's literally this beef, okay, guys? This beef reminds me so much of the LL Cool J and Cannabis beef. Swear to God. It's the same shit. The same shit.
I had to have a conversation with him. So I just had to find out for myself, like, yo, what?
You came at me, dog?
What's that?
And Kendrick did explain on many occasions that his relationship with J. Cole did not change as a result of that verse.
Specifically, where are you at, like, with the J. Cole? Specifically, where are you at with it?
But here's the thing, though, Kendrick. No, I don't know. But did it, though? Because, like, J. Cole seemed like he was legitimately, like, he had a problem. Or that, you know, he was kind of hurt by it. But, I mean, like, I just went over, you know, kind of why J. Cole should have expected it. But maybe there's stuff that I don't know. And maybe if anybody pops in the live and they can say, or anybody can comment down below, you know, what's going on.
Drake or so on and so forth.
I respect their music.
Like that.
For sure. I respect them as individuals and creators.
And Kendrick seemingly wasn't lying, as some months after the Control verse, P. Diddy allegedly tried to pour a drink on Kendrick.
Hold up. The man himself. P. Diddler. P. Diddler. Fuck P. Diddy.
At a party, Diddy was in a drunken state and was pissed off about Kendrick's King of New York line, and J. Cole defended him.
If P. Diddy don't get his fucking corny cornball fucking okay, let me just say this with rap, okay? Diddy has never been the king of New York. Never been the king of New York. So you're telling me he was pissed off about that king of the New York line when he's never been the king of New York. Never, never, ever, ever, ever.
It was Cole's intervention that led to the infamous scuffle between himself and Diddy. I mean, anyone out here getting in a fight with J. Cole, of all people, you're clearly just a massive piece of shit. Let's just call it for what it is.
That verse even led to the fight with...
Yeah, but like... It doesn't really seem that there's actual, like I thought it was going to be like maybe they had words or maybe like, you know, something went down. They got into an altercation. but it really doesn't. It just really seems like it got started because J. Cole said he was the king. Control verse from Kendrick drops. J. Cole didn't know how to act. You know, he thought he had to. Oh, sorry, I might have bumped the mic. He said that he had to respond because his mom said that he should, and he felt obligated to. Now, let's go. Let's get more.
Puff and Cole.
J. Cole would mention the fight years later on a track called Let Go of My Hand.
My last scrap was with Puff Daddy. Who would have thought it?
As far as award shows for the year, Kendrick cleaned up with BET, winning Lyricist of the Year, MVP of the Year, and Album of the Year, all over J. Cole. Kendrick also clinched the #1 spot for MTV's Hottest MC, and J. Cole didn't even make the list.
With MTV, man, because you did not make the freshman.
Oh, man,
Or not the freshman list, but the Hottest MC list.
Right. Inexcusable.
Okay, so not only that, maybe there's an element of jealousy that I didn't know about, because Kendrick was getting all these opportunities that J. Cole wasn't. And I know that J. Cole, like, I heard of that workout song, but then I didn't hear of J. Cole for years until he came out with that one album, you know, with him and like the King. I don't know it right offhand. But it was like that album where he was dressed up as like kind of like a king, and you know, he had that song Photograph was on it and a couple others, and I really messed with that album heavy. His last album I really messed with heavy. I forget what that album was called though. That's the thing. If anybody knows what I'm talking, I think it was called KOD. I'm pretty sure it was called KOD. All right, let me put my phone over here. It's got the stream playing, so I can see if anything's going on, anything wrong.
It is inexcusable, man. I'm like, this dude's got a gold album. Like, what?
Platinum single, gold album, Grammy nominated. You know,
you gotta kind of be like, come on, son. Like, word.
Yeah, it was. It just let me know like what that whole thing was.
And I normally take these lists with a huge grain of salt, but
yeah.
I do think it's important to highlight just how many times Kendrick has won over J. Cole, because I feel like that feeds into the chip that's on J. Cole's shoulder in recent years. To further confirm that the two were still on good terms, they celebrated Cole's birthday in New York together, and some months later, J. Cole brought Kendrick on stage while he was on tour in LA. However, it was in that same year that J. Cole would release what many people would consider to be his classic album, and on that project, he had a few little jabs for Kendrick.
I don't play no games, boy, I ain't no joke. Like the great Rakim, when I make my notes.
So it's kind of similar to Kendrick's Control verse, where Cole is paying homage to a bunch of legends, and he's putting himself in the mix.
Or you might be Drizzy Drake or Kendrick Lamar, but check the birth date, nigga. You ain't the guy, Cole the guy, nigga.
This line acts as a double entendre, where one, Cole inserts himself as being above both Kendrick and Drake, and two,
which is kind of weird, because did Drake have any problems with J. Cole saying that? I mean, maybe he goes into it, but did Drake have any problems with J. Cole saying that? Because he had such a problem with Kendrick's Control verse. Like, oh my God, like Drake couldn't believe it. Like, but and it's kind of weird because J. Cole and Drake dropped that song recently called First Person Shooter, and that's what kind of kicked all of this off when Kendrick dropped the Like That song.
Rakim commonly goes by the God MC, and Cole just so happens to share the same birthday, January 28th. So at this point, it's just all friendly competition in the spirit of hip-hop, but it was the Control verse that triggered this type of competition. J. Cole would also make it very clear on his track Fire Squad of where he felt he was at in the rap game.
Ain't no way around it no more. I am the greatest. Lot of niggas sat on the throne. I am the latest.
Cole also makes it known that he's not afraid of anyone.
I ain't afraid of you niggas. I'll end up fading you niggas.
At the end of the record, J. Cole brings up the debate of who's really the king and claims that the crown is his for the taking.
Why do people debate who's the king of this rap game?
J. Cole better not call himself the king of New York anymore, or P. Diddler will come out and diddle him.
Here comes little old Jermaine to snatch the crown from whoever y'all think has.
I don't want to make jokes because it's too soon, but you know that's probably what's gonna happen. You know, P. Diddler will pop out and be like, "Yo, you looking kind of spicy tonight."
But that would not be all, as J. Cole had another subliminal for Kendrick on GOMD.
When I'm in LA, I'm the best in the West. You can test, I'ma stretch niggas out.
I mean, if we're talking about the West Coast in 2014, I don't know who else he would be talking to other than Kendrick. However, it was in this year that Kendrick would win BET Lyricist of the Year again over J. Cole, and everyone remembers the infamous Macklemore Grammy snub.
Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
With all that
Okay, so this might annoy some people, but you know, I don't really give a fuck. I actually kind of dug Macklemore a little bit. Like, what happened to him? Like, what happened to him? Actually, like, I actually don't know what happened to him. Like, did he get into, like, alcohol or, like, what happened? Like, actually, with Macklemore. Why do I keep calling him Macklemore? Mac Cole Moore.
Said, as we head into 2015, talks about this joint Kendrick and Cole project are still very much alive.
Is there going to be a Kendrick Lamar J. Cole album?
Man, definitely. I still would love to do it for sure. I talked to the bro. I don't know, probably a little bit over a month, and he's on the tour rocking, so we're gonna try to make something happen.
However, the closest thing we would get to a joint,
such a smooth talker, is like, yeah, we're gonna make something happen. You know, now the closest thing we would get to a joint collab,
album would be on November 15th, when both Cole and Kendrick released a song each titled Black Friday, where they're both going in on each other's beats.
Lace myself with the wisdom, my player is a me no miss, so pay them in for performance. Different flows hit different chicks. Let my bricks and hoes see me fish and chips.
Now, the feedback that we got from those records was pretty well unanimous. Kendrick going so hard I forgot Cole was on it. Sheesh. Kendrick was the destruction, J. Cole was the recovery. Kendrick was rapping like his life was on the line in this one. And I can't disagree. He really was rapping like his life was on the line and making a statement. And I personally believe that it's the element of competition further enforced by both the fans and the media that would eventually...
That is one thing too. The media probably doesn't help, because the media probably obviously wants to perpetuate a certain narrative. Y'all know what I mean? Like, they probably want to perpetuate like a certain narrative that sounds good to the reader's mind and the reader's ears. Now, they were probably, obviously, you know, every time Kendrick Lamar won, they probably acknowledged the fact that J. Cole was nominated but didn't win. And that just went into, basically, it was another pile or another paper onto the pile, essentially. Essentially, that's what it was. Say what you want. That's essentially... in my opinion, the media could do a little bit of fuck shit, you know? The media is, to me, corrupt. I always try to research stuff myself. Even after reacting to this, I'm probably going to look more into certain stuff so I know more of it. Because that's just how I am with everything that I'm interested in, especially these rap beefs. Right now. But also, guys, Now, I'm going to basically, this is going to be a little intermission. I'm going to have this on loop for a little bit. We're going to come back. I'm going to go to the bathroom, come back, and we're going to react to more of this. So, all right, hold on, guys. Still getting used to StreamYard. All right, loop. And we're going to have this loop. All right, we're going to have this loop. It'll be muted. Just give me a couple minutes. I need a couple minute break. All right, I'm back. Sorry that took so long. I just had to use the restroom. Had to, take a few hits off my vape. Just chill for a minute, get something to drink. All right. Now, actually, let's go right here. Let's go to this layout for a minute. If you guys are enjoying what you're seeing, sorry that I'm pointing at you guys like this, but if you guys are enjoying what I'm putting down, the content I'm putting out on these live streams, please hit the cash. Please, hit the like button. Also hit the Cash App while you're at it. My Cash App's down. It's down there in the little scrolly thing. It's right there. But this J. Cole and Kendrick beef, what are y'all thinking about it? Like, do y'all think that it's justified of Kendrick just going off on J. Cole with Control? But here's the thing, though, that I don't understand. It's not like J. Cole, it's not like J. Cole was the only person that Kendrick dissed in that. No, like Kendrick literally he dissed Mac Miller, ASAP Rocky. I seen in there. I seen Drake in there with his fucking corny ass. I see it all. I seen it all. That's crazy. That's crazy that beefs, like the next beef we're gonna get into, I can't wait. But beef is just something that really intrigues me with hip hop, for real. But let me react right now. Let me put this back up on screen. Or hold on. Ooh, wrong layout. I'm gonna have to remove and add it back.
Actually come between these two artists.
Hold on. I could do that layout. How do y'all like that layout? Sorry, I'm playing with the layouts. What layout did I have? Was it this one? No. Okay, I'll just do this.
As we close out the year, J. Cole would clinch BET's Album of the Year. However, Kendrick would win Album of the Year at the Grammys. I mean, they're both phenomenal projects.
Yeah.
One got a Grammy, one got a BET award.
For real.
I'm happy with it. They both deserve it. And even in 2016, 2017, talks of this joint project is still going.
I remember this.
There is a Kendrick Cole album.
There's a Kendrick.
I remember this because Kendrick dropped Damn in 2016. And I'm going to get into it a little bit. A little bit of the bars that I heard from 7 Minute Drill. J. Cole said that, he comes away, he goes away and, if he wasn't sneak dissing, we wouldn't be discussing him. Well, let me tell you why that ain't really, in my opinion, why that's not true. Everybody was discussing Kendrick where I live. Me and my friends, we were like, me and my friends was like, man, I can't wait till Kendrick drops another album. I can't wait till Kendrick at least drops some more music or a song or something. So it's not like people completely forgot about Kendrick. You know what I mean? It's really not like, I don't know.
got it. You know what I'm saying? They got something in the works. They've been working on that motherfucker for a while.
And to make the fans go even crazier with anticipation, people got even more excited when Kendrick brought out J. Cole in Detroit. And just a few weeks later, TDE Punch would share a tweet saying, "I was just playing about that Dot and Cole joint. It's coming for sure, maybe. I don't know, it might happen. Probably. Actually, hit them." This joint album got teased for years and years and years. But the fans still kept up hope, as at the end of 2017, the Snowman himself was able to secure a feature from both J.
It wasn't like a thing where I like constantly heard about it. It wasn't really a thing of where I constantly heard about it. It was a thing of where, like, how can I explain it? I didn't constantly hear about it. I only heard about a little bit of it. And hold on, guys. I'm gonna close the door fully. Alright. But like, I heard about this joint project, but I didn't know it was like heavily teased. Like, even you even had Jeezy out here.
Cole and Kendrick for his track American Dream.
Then I put it on plate. I'm running the game, you're running in place. Lie on what is known to the traveling man.
However, Jeezy approached this record a little bit sneaky, as he didn't tell Kendrick or Cole that they would both be on the same song together.
God. Did he know Kendrick was going to be on it too?
Nah. So when they heard the finished product, you know, everybody kind of knew everybody was on the record.
And it really makes sense because J. Cole is really rapping on his verse, yet Kendrick took this very melodic approach and isn't really rapping at all. I feel like if Kendrick heard Cole's verse or even knew Cole would be on the record, he might have decided to really rap instead, or maybe it wouldn't have changed anything, as the theme of this record may not have called for that level of competing.
The American dream.
As we close out 2017-2018, Kendrick had a hell of a year in the awards category, winning BET's Album of the Year and Lyricist of the Year over J. Cole. Kendrick would also win several Grammys, but most noteworthy, Rap Album of the Year, and we can't forget that he was the first hip-hop artist ever to win a Pulitzer Prize.
Awarded to Damn by Kendrick Lamar.
And now we get a line from J. Cole where he voices his opinions about the Grammys.
The streets don't give a fuck about the Grammys.
At the time, Cole had 7 Grammy nominations with 0 wins. And then we got Kendrick clean.
The Grammys, okay, so like, I feel like the Grammys has changed a lot. Not for the better. I feel like the Grammys, really have, I feel like the Grammys have really dumbed down the choices, and I feel like they don't really go based off quality of the music. They go based off of like what will get a reaction online or who's popping on TikTok. And I know I sound like an old head, and I know I sound like, you know, somebody who doesn't understand it. I know I understand it. I don't have to agree with it though.
And all. He had like 12 Grammys to his name. You could take this line however you want. And it will be at this point where J. Cole finally shuts down the idea of a joint project and basically says that it's not gonna happen.
So that's not a real thing. That's like some fantasy thing.
It didn't come from nowhere. It came from us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's not like it's something that's actively happening.
And as time goes on, we get nothing but non-stop comparisons and questions of who's the better rapper. Who's the better storyteller, J. Cole or Kendrick? Greatest rapper of this generation, J. Cole or Kendrick? Who's the better rapper, J. Cole or Kendrick? And at the time, the overwhelming majority would say that Kendrick was the better rapper. However, outside of a Black Panther soundtrack and a few features, Kendrick is very much absent between the years of 2018 and 2021, and while Kendrick has his feet up,
That's what I mean. That's what I was telling y'all. Like, me and my friends, we were like, damn, when's Kendrick gonna drop, bro? Like, when is he gonna drop? And I think Kendrick, honestly, I think he's kind of doing it right, because if he has nothing to talk about, then he doesn't make music. If he doesn't feel like there's anything quality enough to make music, he won't. And I noticed Kendrick wants to make music that doesn't sound like anybody else or nothing like anybody has out. You know, it's almost like, you know how people nowadays love to copy Cardi, and, you know, which I'm not saying, you know, I'm not a big Cardi fan, but I will say that people do copy him until they get popping. I mean, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. And what I will say is that Kendrick, for a while, really had his own sound, and he still does. He still has his own sound, but now it's kind of like him and Baby Keem, to me, kind of have similar sounds, but they don't make similar music.
We see this epic shift in J. Cole, where he begins to reshape the narrative of who's the best.
Niggas been counting me out, I'm counting my bullets, I'm loading my clips. Still no stranger to the blunt smoke, gun smoke. You niggas don't want smoke, no guts like that swisher, we just smoke. Okay, no problem, I show up on every one album, you know what the outcome will be. From this day forward, I move with a new ferocity. Yeah, I'm the GOAT, no nigga don't at me. Put on your coat, the work will get colder. This is my year, don't say I ain't told you. This is my year, don't say I ain't told you.
Something changes with J. Cole. 12 features in 2018 and 16 features in 2019, and he pretty much smoked them all. Now, the very last time these two will be heard on the same record was on Dreamville's Under the Sun, where Kendrick had an uncredited hook.
I woke up for some money.
And even in 2020, fans are still talking about this Kendrick and Cole project, and this time, TDE Punch totally shuts it down. One fan posted, "I want Lamar on an EP with Cole." Punch responded, "That's never going to happen." Another fan then,
"A 3-track EP? Really? Really? 3 tracks? That's whack. No disrespect. But a 3... Yeah, something bigger than an EP. Yeah, which that's what people would want. That's what I would want. I wouldn't want. I mean, would I just be like, okay, I'll listen to the EP, and be like, all right, I'll listen to the EP. Yeah, I would listen to the EP. I don't know anybody who wouldn't listen to the EP. But am I going to be like, wow, that's enough J. Cole and Kendrick? No, I would want some more, like, honestly.
Asked if they were maybe planning something bigger than an EP, to which Punch responded, "0 tracks, not happening." So what was once a maybe is now just a very stern no. However, it would appear that even after all the work J. Cole put in, it still wasn't enough, as he was still being cast aside when compared to Kendrick and Drake.
Cole got rings, but I don't put
Cole one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest.
I don't put him on the level of Drake and Kendrick.
Being as competitive as he is, I feel like these opinions begin to bother J. Cole, and it helps to mold the hungry artist that we've seen in recent.
If you really feel like you're the greatest, if you really feel like, man, I'm the man of what I do. Sort of like here. Like, I'm confident in what I do on live streams. Might not be everybody's cup of tea, but that's not up to me. Really, it's not my problem. J. Cole, I think, really did I think this did really bother J. Cole. But I understand why, because when you feel like you are just putting out quality content, and you feel like you are the best at what you do, and you feel like you're being casted aside for this other person that you feel like is not as good as you, that kind of stings a little bit when I put it like that, doesn't it? I mean, and it's not like a superiority thing. Like, I'm not superior. It's not like I don't. It's not like I think that I'm better than somebody. You know what I mean? Because I don't. But I'm very like everybody should be confident if they feel like what they're really putting out there is quality. They should really. That's just how it is, man. It's not a. All I gotta say is that it's not a good feeling.
Recent years. It's around this time where I feel J. Cole asked himself a few questions like, how do I want to be remembered?
Yeah.
How do I want to close out my legacy? And do I really want to finish this thing off with a bronze medal?
I had to make a real decision. Like, have you wrote your best song? Did you leave no stone unturned creatively? And when I thought about that feeling, I was like, nah, I'm not cool with that.
And in my opinion, he made his choice, and this is where things start to get interesting. Fans started to speculate that J. Cole took subliminal shots at Kendrick on his album The Offseason.
Big step, but nigga don't get stepped on.
Now, there were countless posts on Reddit and people on YouTube who really felt like the words "Big Stepper Don't Get Stepped On" was a direct reference to Kendrick's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. However, Cole's track came out 11 months before Kendrick's album title was even announced. So unless J. Cole had some inside information about the album title, I'm not sure how this theory holds much weight. I mean, you guys could tell me what you think. I'm all for speculating, but to me, it really gotta make sense. In 2021, J. Cole would address his position of being in third place on a track titled Heaven's EP.
Some people say that I'm running third. They threw the bronze at me. Behind Drake and Dot, yeah, them niggas is superstars to me.
So J. Cole acknowledges that many people consider him as being number 3.
Now, in my personal list, J. Cole is number 3. For modern rappers, I have 2 lists, rappers from back in the day and rappers from now. J. Cole is in third. Kendrick is in first for me. But I of the lyrical people, now I can get down with some turn up. Like, I don't get it wrong. I can get down with some turn up. Don't get it wrong. I could get down with Yeet and all of that. I get down with that shit. But also too, the lyrical, like J. Cole, Kendrick, and just I always admired Kendrick had a vision for a song or an album. He lived up to it. He planned it out. Most of his albums took years to complete. Just a real master at work.
But instead of tearing a strip off Kendrick or Drake, he tips his hat to them, complimenting their place in hip-hop.
The tale's official. The best nigga breathing it just failed to hit you. You couldn't tell cause you fell for the bells and whistles.
However, Cole makes it clear that the fans got his ranking fucked up and calls himself the hardest in the game. He goes on to explain that the people fell for the bells and whistles. This could be alluding to the many times that he got snubbed during awards, or the fact that he's been known to do very little promo when it comes to rolling out his albums. There's just nothing flashy about J. Cole.
But here's the thing, though. What do you guys think? Do you guys think if you're really putting out something quality, do you think you have, okay, sorry for the cough. Equate it to what I do. Podcasting, live streaming, that sort of vibe, okay? I post on social media every time I'm going to go live. I just do it. I never know who's going to tune in. You never know who's going to tune in to these streams, or you never know who's going to tune in. But I honestly think that, how can I say it? I honestly think that I lost my train of thought. Fuck. Okay. Oh, I know what I was saying. What if I didn't tweet it out? What if I didn't post on Instagram? What if I didn't post on my personal social media accounts that I'm going live? You know, would I, and is it really making a difference right now? No. But what if I didn't post clips on TikTok and I didn't post clips everywhere of my streams? And then I just streamed. And, you know, here's the thing. I feel like if you're really putting out quality content, you're going to seep through some way, somehow. Especially today with social media and people are always on their phone. You're going to seep through the cracks somehow.
Looks like a normal fucking dude, and very seldom is he in the media unless it's for his music.
Too much hunger, it's no wonder these niggas can't keep up. So saying yes to a feature just means I'm about to eat lunch, bitch.
In the first line, Cole references just how hungry he's become for that #1 spot.
Yeah.
And in the second line, he alludes to the fact that every feature he does, he wraps circles around the artist requesting it.
It's been exactly 1,746 days since the last time Kendrick Lamar dropped an album.
1,855 days. I've been going through something.
Instead of inner city, miscommunication to keep homo detector busy. No protection is risky.
After a 5-year hiatus, on May 13th, 2022, Kendrick released Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. The album received mixed reviews, but in my opinion, was his most personal and introspective album to date. I even got a t-shirt with the album on it. That's how much I like the album. Again, fans speculated that Kendrick was throwing shade at J. Cole on his track Count Me Out.
Ain't nobody but the mirror looking for the fall off.
Many people seem to believe that because J. Cole's upcoming project is called The Fall Off, that this could have been a very direct shot. And initially, I didn't think this was a shot at J. Cole, but J. Cole appears to respond directly to this a little bit later down the line. With that said, J. Cole would appear to take more shots at Kendrick on Johnny P's Caddy with Benny the Butcher.
If I put your favorite rapper neck in a noose, never letting them loose.
When the track initially came out, some speculated that Cole was actually dissing Benny on his own record, but even Benny said that he felt Cole was dissing someone else.
If you ask me, he was talking to somebody. Yep. So the guys who everybody compare him with and put him in a rink with, like, to me, that's who he's talking to.
I'm probably gonna go to hell if Jesus asks for a feature.
In the first line, Cole makes it clear that he's bodying anyone on a feature and even claims that Jesus himself would take a loss. One person that's imitated Jesus in the past would be none other than Kendrick Lamar.
Some see the glass is empty, I see a glass full of ether, collecting his bread and mass like he a Catholic preacher.
This line appears to be a reference to Kendrick's music video for Humble, where Kendrick is dressed up as a Catholic.
You can't deny the lyricism of these guys. And yeah, Kendrick was dressed up as, you know, in the Humble. Bitch, be humble. Sit down. Hey, be humble. Hey, sit down. Hey, be humble. Hey, sit down. Hey, that shit was fire though. Like he was though dressed up like the Pope. Like this man was like, this man looked through his wardrobe. He's like, bro, I gotta put on my Gucci, I gotta put on my Gucci Pope outfit. I gotta put on the Gucci Pope robe with the Jesus sandals 11. Oh shit.
The preacher, and you could see the empty glass and bread sitting on the table. Cole makes it clear that he sees a glass full of ether, which could be a reference to Nas's infamous diss to Jay-Z.
Oh God, the best rapper alive, headshot.
J. Cole ends off the verse to state that he's the best rapper alive.
I'm the best rapper alive. I'm the best rapper alive. I'm the best rapper alive. I am the greatest rapper alive.
Now go and ask the best rappers that died. They tell you he never lied.
So damn great, motherfucker, I've died.
And I got to agree with Benny. I do think he is talking to someone, and that someone, I feel like, is Kendrick Lamar. However, in my view, one of the most obvious and direct shots to date would come on J. Cole's track, The Secret Recipe.
Niggas fake, progressive, and woke. I started saying less. I had to stop it. Peeped how they profit off of racial stress.
It's no secret that the themes within Kendrick's music often reflects on racial tension and the struggle that comes with it. Drake more or less labeled Kendrick as a grifter in the past, and I feel like J. Cole is taking a similar stance.
Did I just hear Aubrey? Ain't gonna be Drake no more. You ain't Drake no more. You ain't Drake. You Aubrey to me. You Aubrey to me. Did you just call him Kendrick? Did you just call Kendrick the GOAT a grifter? It's a shame, man. It's a shame, man. Fuck Aubrey.
Studio steppers moving extra on songs fake and rep.
The first line appears to be a reference to Kendrick's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, where Cole calls him out for faking the funk when it comes to the message in his music.
Niggas making threats and I laugh. That's cause you ain't a threat. Don't ask how I feel about no rappers. Shit, they okay, I guess.
So again, J. Cole is not looking at any of these other rappers as a threat, but most importantly, he doesn't look at Kendrick as a threat.
Smoking on your top 5 tonight.
And now for the most damning piece of all, first-person shooter.
A lot of niggas debating my numero, not the 3, not the 2 on the UNO.
So right off rip, J. Cole makes it clear on Drake's own record that he's number one.
Numero UNO, man, Drizzy, this shit like the Super Bowl, man.
Now, when J. Cole refers to himself and Drake as being the Super Bowl, what two teams make it to the Super Bowl? The two best teams. By inserting himself and Drake as being the best, J. Cole is essentially omitting Kendrick from the equation entirely.
Like a kid that had bad from January to November, nigga, it's just you and Cole.
Again, Drake supports Cole's previous Super Bowl analogy by stating that it's just him and Cole in the running.
I'm naming the album to fall off. It's pretty ironic cause it ain't no follow from me.
And now we get back to Kendrick's line on Count Me Out with his reference, nobody but the mirror looking for the fall off, and Cole makes it clear that there's no falling off for him.
Love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey or me?
Okay, so he mentions Kendrick and Drake, but
we the big three like we started a league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali.
So this is very much a backhanded compliment. He calls himself Muhammad Ali. Now, who's Muhammad Ali? Just think about that.
The Spider-Man meme is me looking at Drake.
Again, as they continue to remove Kendrick from the equation, they need to be prepared for what's to come. And I can almost guarantee that Kendrick will have some form of response to this record. Guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
Everybody steppers were fucking and everybody breakfast and I'm about to...
Anybody who thinks Kendrick would just not, that he would just take that lying down with that back arch, pause. But you really think he's just gonna sit there and take that form of disrespect from a dude named Aubrey and J. Cole, which J. Cole, no disrespect to J. Cole, I love me some J. Cole. But I don't blame him though.
I mean, at this point, I don't think J. Cole can make it any more obvious who he's talking about. No. When it comes to his collaboration records with Drake, there's an ongoing theme in their music that people seem to overlook, and their track Evil Ways is another example of just that.
High up in arenas where they see they faves, aka me and Drizzy Drake, we the wave.
Again, Cole is positioning himself and Drake as being the top two. Yeah. So if you're Kendrick Lamar, how are you to perceive this? When two of the artists that you've been up against since the beginning of your career...
Okay, boy, and here's the thing, too, about that whole thing. Again, but J. Cole said, it all goes back to the beginning where J. Cole said, I'm the king. I'm the king of the rap game. It all goes back to that. Y'all didn't think I remembered that though. Y'all didn't think I had the brain meats up here to remember that. As Dash would call it, the brain meats. But yeah, I remember that. That's kind of weird. You know, but you're going so in a sense, J. Cole's going back to the original narrative. Like, I'm the king. But how is Kendrick supposed to perceive that? He's supposed to be disrespected. I ain't even front. He's supposed to be feeling disrespected because he feels like he has put out the work to be in the running for the best. You know what I mean? And they're admitting him for that, which, you know, and I understand. So on like that, he's basically just saying, no, like that bar where he said, motherfuck the big three, it's only big me. You gotta kind of think about it like that. Like, just my thoughts.
Making these style of records. Then when we look at the reality of the situation, which is the fact that Kendrick does not like Drake, how do you expect him to respond? Like I said, I mean, like, I'll put my entire fucking YouTube channel on the line here. Like, Kendrick will have a response to these records.
I stay out of beef, see niggas DNA get rearranged.
J. Cole continues to bait Kendrick with the line, see dude's DNA get rearranged, which would be a reference to Kendrick's track DNA. We can't continue to just ignore this like it's not happening. I mean, there is many signs. However, J. Cole wasn't done and even had more subliminals for Kendrick on his recent release, Might Delete Later.
Niggas swear they compare, but the truth humble. They get fuck 112, you couldn't do numbers.
In the first line, Cole references how he's often compared with someone, and that someone would evidently be Kendrick, with the use of the word humble.
Oh, bitch, be humble. Bitch, sit down.
In the second line, Cole says you couldn't do numbers, which is in reference to Kendrick's last project, where many considered it to be a flop, given the fact that it was his lowest selling album in the last 10 years.
I'm the one that niggas fear on the low ski.
In the first line, J. Cole makes it clear that certain rappers are afraid of him on the low. This ties perfectly into what Joe Budden said about Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick talking shit to everybody in the world but a nigga named Jermaine.
Heard her talking like we peers, but they grossly mistaken and it's blatant.
In the second line, Cole points out directly that people think he's friends with Kendrick, but that it's blatantly obvious this is not the case. The reality of the situation is the two have not been seen in the same room together in 6-7 years, 0 collaborations have happened, 0 support for one another's projects, and they don't even follow each other on social media. And I don't know if they ever followed each other, but I'm pretty
I hate though when some people is like, oh my god, this rapper followed another rapper on social media. Oh my god, like we're supposed to drop everything we're fucking doing and being like, oh my god, he just unfollowed him. Oh my god. Like when Drake unfollowed Ice Spice, it was like, oh my gosh. When Aubrey unfollowed Ice Spice, it was like a whole big thing. Like, oh my god, let's just drop everything we're doing. Oh my god, like, fuck that.
Pretty sure they did. And many people would argue that J. Cole made it clear in his 2021 interview with Kevin Durant that he valued his relationships with Drake and Kendrick.
I would, you know, I don't want to be like, damn, we never kicked it. You know what I mean? Like, we never really even did nothing. So like, I'm at that point where it's like, I'm more interested in the genuine relationship.
Okay, so who does he have a relationship with today? Who's he making records with? Who's he taking pictures with? Who's he showing up on stage for? He's talking about Drake here, not Kendrick. Yeah. Back in 2020, J. Cole released somewhat of a roadmap / schedule for his music. Based on the trajectory of what we've seen, he appears to be following this to a T, so before we get the fall off, I believe we'll be getting something in the form of a mixtape or EP called It's a Boy. Regardless of the schedule, I think it's safe to assume that not only will J. Cole continue to strive for this #1 spot, but that he's willing to go to whatever lengths that is needed to get there. The situation with J. Cole is something very uncommon in hip-hop. J. Cole's name is already cemented in the history books. He's extremely rich. He's extremely successful. The common path that we've seen with most artists is that
One of the things I find fascinating about J. Cole too is he was actually born in Frankfurt, Germany. Like, no joke. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know that. But he was born in another country and then moved to North Carolina and Fayetteville.
At some point, they lose the hunger that they once had. J. Cole is an anomaly in the sense that his music is only getting better. So you gotta ask yourself, what is fueling J. Cole right now? Well, the answer to me is very simple.
But in hip-hop, the gods come with their weapons.
Yes.
Enter J. Cole first.
Yes.
Enter J. Cole first.
And it's a chess game.
It's a chess game, exactly.
For real.
It's a chess game.
And by the way, guys, when it comes...
This is what I was trying to get, like, the point I was trying to get across to y'all in the beginning of the stream. This is what hip-hop was based on. This is what hip-hop was founded upon. Just the basic competition. They have artists and lyricists thinking that they're better. This is literally the epitome of what, like, this is basically them going back to hip hop's roots and doing business.
To a company
Big
like
business.
Scentbird, for example, I'm trying to find a few key brands here for the channel that not just work for me, but work for you guys too. So when it comes to
Okay. I think this video is pretty much done. Yeah, the video is pretty much done. We're going to go back to the solo layout, guys. Ooh. So, that was actually very interesting. A lot of that stuff I didn't know. Like, a lot of those songs I've heard before. That's why I was bumping. Like, I've heard those songs before. But I didn't know those specific, like, verses or lines were disses towards each other at the time. So it's kind of new to me. It is actually really new to me. Now, the next video, before we start the next video, there's probably going to be another intermission. Just excuse me, guys. Like, I got to get a break, from talking, gather my thoughts, collect myself, and all of that. But, and also, too, don't forget to hit up that Cashapp. Don't forget to for real, do not forget to hit up that Cashapp. And please hit the like and the subscribe button. If you guys are liking what you're seeing, I'm going to go real quick, just get up, stretch, get an intermission going. This intermission will not be as long as the last one, so don't worry. And then we're gonna get into the next beef. The next beef, 90s beef. My favorite, Dr. Dre and Eazy-E by the YouTube channel Diverse Mentality. I've been watching Diverse Mentality for a while. I really like what he does. Really like the content he puts out, especially the beef-related content. I love that shit. But, again, guys, we're going to get an intermission going here. And I will be back. All right, guys, I'm back. There ain't nothing like a good stretch when you've been streaming for like an hour and 26 minutes. But, this is what I want to do. This is the content I want to provide, while on these live streams. And here's the thing about these lives, I feel. It's kind of like a let your hair down type thing. I know y'all can't see my hair. But it's always like a let your hair down type thing, and it's always like just an enjoyment being on a live stream. Like, honestly, I love live streams. I love being live. This is my thing. And we're going to get to some more live stream news at the end. But we're going to get into the next beef. Dr. Dre and Eazy-E. Now, in the 80s, NWA blew up. They were a big group. They broke a lot of boundaries. They were like the bad boys, of hip hop kind of. They just talked about where they came from, which was Compton, California. Compton was a bad area at the time in the 1980s with gang violence and so forth. And they just told the stories through their music. Now, there was a rift in the group because Jerry Heller and Eazy-E were basically taking Ice Cube, Dre, MC Ren, DJ Yella, basically taking their money. And Ice Cube, to me, was always smart because he wanted to take the shit to a lawyer. They didn't let him. He didn't get it to a lawyer because they didn't want him to. And he signed it. But Ice Cube saw what they were doing and saw the shit that Jerry Heller was doing and basically went solo. Well, NWA and Ice Cube had a beef. And then when their beef was over, I'm pretty sure, then started Eazy and Dr. Dre because Dr. Dre wanted to break away with Suge Knight, start Death Row, and, have Tupac under their wings, and Snoop and so forth. So this is very, very interesting. Again, it's by Diverse Mentality. The link is in the description. The link is in the description for all these videos that I'm gonna react to if y'all want to check it out.
Yeah, NWA is no more as far as I'm concerned, unless it's on death row. That's it.
Now, what exactly, happened? Was it just personal differences with a certain member, or?
Yeah, if you're not getting treated right in the place, you're not going to stay there. That's all that was. I guess they didn't respect my talent, so now they're suffering the consequences. Eazy-E, you're dropping like a brick, boy. See ya.
Yeah, Dre stays right around the corner from me, but when he sees me, he ducks his head, because he's scared to face me.
Compton, badass Eazy-E. Oh, this shit gets me hype. It gets my adrenaline pumping. Gets me thumping. Big thumper.
So as you can tell by the video title, I'm going to be talking about Eazy-E versus Dr. Dre, who really won. But on this episode, it's going to be a little bit different than what you guys are used to. I'm not going to talk about the last portion, which is the war portion of the beef, who won that for obvious reasons due to Eazy-E passing. And this one,
yeah, I'm pretty sure if one of the members of the beef passed away, he doesn't say who won the beef, who he thinks won the beef. So at the end, Diverse Mentality always states his opinion and states who he thinks won the beef. And I'm pretty sure if members of the beef, if rappers that were in the beef have passed away, he doesn't say that because, obviously you can't really rate it if they passed on.
Goes way back to the 90s. I'm going to be talking about how everything started. They initially started out as friends, and then it went sour due to a lot of things. If you're new to the series, this is how we break it down. We first started out with how it started, the origins of the beef, what exactly made it pop off. Then we talk about the major points in the beef in the midst of everything going on, what exactly happened. And then this is where I give my opinion and I talk about what I think about these artists and who actually won everything. I talk about the battle portion, which is the portion in the midst of the battle while everything's going on, who had the better diss tracks, who was the one winning. And then I talk about the war portion, which is after the battle is settled down, who's had the better career. Obviously, like I said earlier, for this video, I'm not going to be talking about the war portion due to Eazy-E passing. So let's get right into it. Grab a drink, grab some popcorn, sit back, and enjoy this new episode. Like most fallouts, the people originally start out as close friends. And that's how Dr. Dre and Eazy-E were. They were very close friends who grew up on the same block. Eazy-E was the street hustler who was making a lot of money, and Dr. Dre was the music guy who was a DJ for his own crew called the World Class Wrecking Crew. Well, Dr. Dre wasn't happy being in that crew because he didn't have much of a voice when he was there, and he didn't like what they were doing. So he wanted to start his own thing, but he had no money, and that's when Eazy-E came into the picture. Since Dr. Dre knew Eazy-E very well from passing. So let's get right into it. Grab
Hold on, guys. I'm gonna fast forward to something.
West Coast.
See if I can find it.
Eazy-E very well from growing up with him and knew that Eazy-E wanted to get into.
I was gonna show Dr. Dre and laugh a little bit because that became a big point in the beef where Eazy-E pretty much said that he wore, you know, he acts like a gangster, but he was on an album cover. What the fuck? He was on an album cover with lipstick.
To the music business, it
clothing.
made perfect sense for Dr. Dre to reach out to him. Initially, Dr. Dre had a different rap group in mind when it came to starting his label, but the rap group was from the East Coast and they didn't like the fact that they were rapping West Coast stuff, so they ended up bailing out. So then Dr. Dre needed some artists. He ended up reaching out to Ice Cube to come with him and somehow convinced Eazy-E to be the rapper when he initially didn't want to. They recorded the track Boys in the Hood and ended up shopping it around radio stations, and eventually one radio station ended up playing it. However, they needed way more promotion than that and eventually needed a record label to sign them. Eazy-E alongside Dr. Dre and everyone else in the NWA decided to create a label called Ruthless Records. They initially wanted to split the label between everyone in the group, but that didn't end up happening because they didn't sign official paperwork, and that's when their initial problems started. Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, and everyone else agreed that they would get their fair share from the label and get a fair share of money, but this was just all from their words. No official documents were signed, and little did they know at that time that would be the root of their problems.
I don't think the actual business part took place, and I think that's probably what the problem was. And
yeah, like back then too in the 80s. The 80s was like a scandalous time for music because everybody was just like out to just scam artists out of their money and scam artists out of their dollars, out of the dollars, if that makes sense, you know, out of the dollars, out of money they earned, you know. We're about 4 minutes into this. We're about 4 minutes in. I think, what are we, an hour 35? And let's see, I gotta do stuff after this too. Coming up here soon. I didn't know it was that late. Let me go solo. Okay, guys. So I'm going to basically what I'm gonna do with this video is I'm gonna save the rest of it for next time. Because you know my back is literally kind of like aching right now, and it's having like that feeling, like that twang to it. But I really enjoyed this live, going over the Kendrick and J. Cole beef. My social media is also in the description. It is on my links for Instagram, Twitter, and also the Cashapp. But you guys could also subscribe, like, and watch the replay. as well. You guys can also watch the replay. But also, I got some news. Now, I know I kept saying on the last stream that a new podcast episode is coming out soon. And it is. That's the thing. It is. I'm going to do another live stream on... I want to say Thursday, but I don't know if I'll get the episode done and written by Thursday. So I'm just going to do that. And that's probably the best option of what I'm going to do. And going forward, they'll probably be I'm only going to do 2 podcast episodes a month. No big deal. And I know I said on last stream that live stream is going to be separate, but I'm just trying to do what's best for your boy because it's a lot of work, bro. It's a lot of work that goes into these streams. But again, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all have a good day. Make sure you hit the like button. Again, I know I keep saying the Cash App is down there. I know I keep plugging the Cash App. But hey, to keep doing live streams like this, I gotta get the Cash App going. But I'll see you guys later. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that solar eclipse today. I didn't really give a fuck about the solar eclipse, I'm gonna be honest. But I hope you all had a good time. I hope you all loved the content that I've been putting out recently. But again, all right, guys. See you later.